Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. I'm the brother Zion, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to feed the sheep and the lambs of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And this lesson is pretty much on the fly, all right? And it's inspired by the thumbnail that I saw, okay? And this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 13. It says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Okay? So who is it speaking about? All right. O thou that dwellest upon many waters. And this further proves that in Jeremiah 50 and 51, that it was talking about America. Okay? Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahshai, Barakatah. All right. What does it say in Revelation 17? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels, which laid the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Okay? So the great whore that sitteth upon many waters is the same place in Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 13. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. And that's literally the time that we're in. Okay? And the closer we get to the end, all right, the more and more these demons try to get us off balance, get us off track. Okay? They try to attack us, you know, in different ways because Satan has those fiery darts. All right? I was just watching the brother's video, forget his name, GMS Lions in Rome. Salakia, brother, I forgot your name, but I know what you look like. All right. One of the elder brothers in the Dallas camp, and he was going into how you can't fight these demons alone. You know, and being here in America, these demons will definitely try to jump you, man. You know, so many distractions. You know, these demons will try to take hold on your spirit and get you up out of there. All right. So I wanted to just make that little footnote. But Salakia, back in Jeremiah 51, and I'm gonna start at I'm gonna go down a little bit. I'm gonna start at, let's see. I'm gonna start at 10. It says, The Lord have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, it is the vengeance of his temple. In Russia, basically, because it says, speaks about the Medes, right? That's talking about Russia. They just came out with this, they just tested this new, basically like a nuclear torpedo in water, all right? And that thing can destroy cities, man. So you got these different nations, particularly Russia that I'm speaking about, gearing up for war. And that's what's in the air. All right. The third world's war is in the air. That's why the Most High put Trump in there, to completely stir things up. Because if you look at Trump, he causes a lot of controversy. He causes a lot of strife, tension. That's what Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants. It says there's a season and a time for everything, right? And we're in a time of war. It says set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the men, prepare the ambushes. All right, and what is ambush? What is the ambush synonymous with? War, fighting. For the Lord have both devised and done that which he have spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, once again, thine end is come in the measure of thy covetousness. Okay, and that's the time that we're in. All right, and we as men of the Lord, man, we have to be sharp as a tack. You know, there's a lot of different ways you could slip up in this society, like I said, because there's so many distractions. But if you stay on your watch and you stay on point, all right, and you remain circumspect, then, you know, you'll be okay. But it's a battle at the end of the day. And it's a test that we must pass. If we want to end up on those chariots, if we want to end up on those ships, if we want to receive deliverance from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And that's how a lot of these different nations have jumped off the deep end, by basically drinking the wine of the wrath of the whore. All right. But now when you look towards the latter, you know, the end times that we're in, these nations have broken off. These nations are not as drunk as they once were. They're still drunk, but they're not as drunk as they once were. Okay? A lot of them are waking up to the fact that Esau Edom is the king of wickedness, and they don't want to live by his democracy and his ways of life no more. They're doing their own thing. Right? It says, so he carried me away into the spirit. He carried me away in the spirit unto the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and we understand that being NATO and the EU, which is more now. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. All right, and that's pretty much what the men of the Lord see America as. A place of abominable acts, filth, fornication, distractions, wickedness, evil, thievery, you know? And ultimately, man, we want to be delivered out of this place, man. We need salvation. We need Yahweh Shai, man. Right? The scriptures speak about delivering us from unreasonable and wicked men. And that's exactly what we need. All right? Because this man is getting ready to gear up to basically try to commit the biggest crime on earth, which is to hijack the earth and steal the children of Israel, if you will. All right? To put that micro C-hip in you. And upon her forehead was a name written, Misery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And that's exactly what this place is. When you look at it for what it's worth, a lot of people like to say this is the land of the free. This is the best place you can live and all of this crap. But that's not true. This is one of the worst places you can live, man. This is a shithole. If you in the right state of mind, you don't want to raise your children here, man. You know, you don't want to raise your children in America. This is a shithole. This is a place of abominable acts and high wickedness, man. Okay? And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So this place was drunken. The woman, which is America, was drunken with the blood of the saints. Why? Because of all the killing, all the rape, rob, and murdery and thievery that this place have done. All right? America has done nothing but shed the blood of the saints, even to this very day. Okay? They say that slavery was the darkest time in human history, man. And a lot of times in these different slavery movies, they don't really show you what really was going on. They give you bits and pieces. You know, it's bad to see it. But it was a lot darker than what they show you in these movies, man. So this place is literally drunken with the blood of the saints. All right. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushai. And there's going to be martyrs of Yahushai. And I always say that's going to be a glorious death. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have 7 heads and 10 horns. All right. And from there, I want to go to Revelation chapter 18. And I want to jump to verse 6. It says, reward her. It's talking about the same place. Even as she have rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled to her double. Because this place is going to receive a great reward. For shedding the blood of the saints. For touching the apple of the Lord's eye, and etc. All right, it's going to receive a great reward. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, right? Because you lived off the backs of free labor, slaves, okay? So much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. So this place has nothing but torment and sorrow coming. Nothing but dark times coming to Babylon the Great. All right? For she, Salakia, or I lost my place. Okay, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And this place is gearing up for its great future. Even though Yahweh Shem Yahushai said you ain't got no damn future, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, and you're building up for a great future, as if you about to just set up shop. Like I said, this man is getting ready to try to hijack the earth. He's getting ready to try to hijack. He's getting ready to try to hijack spirits. That's why he's gonna put that micro C-hip in you. And yes, the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, man. And he wants to know your thoughts, know what you buy, know where you live, know when you piss, know when you shit, know how many transactions you make per day. He wants to know he wants to be like the Most High, man. Right? It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is Yahweh Shem Yahushai who judgeth her. So your plagues are going to come in one day, death, mourning, famine, and you people that live on the soils of America and different parts of the world, you're going to know that there's a higher power that's doing this. You're going to know that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is sending his angels to put in that work on this landmass. You're going to know. Because the judgment is going to be so horrific. All right. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, right? Shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, saying, alas, alas, for that, saying, alas, no, Salakia, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, for that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Now, why is the kings of the earth, why are they going to bewail her? Because this is the place where they make money. Like Apostle Gabar always likes to say, America is nothing but a corporation. In the other nations, they come here and they thrive, man. You know? They come here, they make money, they set up shop in Jake's neighborhood. They do whatever the hell they want to do. So when this place goes down, that's going to be a lot of money down the drain for the other nations. Right? It tells you when we started off in Jeremiah 51 and 13, it tells you that this place is abundant in treasures. right? America is one place where you could come and make some money, especially if you of the other nations. But it's soon to be destroyed. This is the book of Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah real quick. You got to love the prophecies of this book, you know, and a lot of times where you can find the bulk of the prophecies, Isaiah 13, Isaiah 34, Isaiah 47, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, you know, those meaty chapters. You know, you can always do a whole lesson on those chapters. Jeremiah, Isaiah chapter 13, and we'll start at verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. Salakia. It says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. Now, what is that speaking about? Thermonuclear destruction. All right, that's why they're known as ICBM missiles. Okay, intercontinental ballistic missiles. They can go from one continent to another. Right? So they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. So when it comes, a lot of people are going to shit themselves, piss themselves. They're going to wonder why. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Because you have sinned against the Lord and your deeds were wicked. And we always tell you that 2/3 of our people, they're going to go down with Esau. They're going to go down with the other nations. All right. And the elect, who is the Lord's, you know, precious souls, if you will, they're going to be delivered. But you got to fight to be of that number, man. You just can't come into the truth and think you good. You got to battle. You got to fight. You got to scratch. You got to work. You got to study. You got to dig. You got to pray. You know, now, ultimately, if you have the elect, you have the elect, but you don't know that. So you gotta fight. You know, you got to fight. You don't know if you have the elect. You don't know if you have that number. And a lot of times, brothers, that fight sometimes you feel weak. Sometimes you feel strong. Sometimes you down. Sometimes you up. But you just got to keep going, man. You know, if brothers, you know, I'm just saying that if brothers need some encouragement, you got to keep going. Sometimes in this truth, we all feel down and weak and we get brain fog, and that's a part of the battle. But are you continuing to keep going though? That's the question. All right. Don't put your hand to the plow and look back, because it tells us, we know Luke 9:62, that means you're not fit for the kingdom. So you got to keep going. Right? A righteous man falls 7 times, get back up. Roughly paraphrasing. Salakia. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrows shall take hold of them, and they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed at one another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So how is Yahushua coming? With great wrath, as a force. I will not meet thee as a man, with the angels of heaven. Okay, pursuing the Matthew 24:30 on down. And that's the spirit that we have. We got to know that the Lord is coming in that spirit. We got to know, like, oh shit, Yahushua getting ready to come back. It's on and popping. It's lit. You know, roughly paraphrasing. For the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light, and the sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And ultimately, you want to be on the other side of that. You don't want to be on the side that's getting punished and destroyed and getting your ass whipped. You want to be on the other side of that, man. The salvation side, under Yahweh Shem Yahushai's wingspan, right? And I will, Salakia, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger. All right. And it shall be as a chase roe, and as the sheep that taketh up. Well, let's read that again. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger. So the Lord going to shake the heavens. Where else did he say that at? And also, what's going to make the heavens shake? Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. So the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, right? And shall be removed like a cottage, is the same thing as the Lord shaking the heavens, right? And that's going to come from the nukes. Okay? So ultimately, brothers, be prepared, man. Be prepared. Okay? And the best way you can be prepared is to continue to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, put on that armor, and shake these fucking demons, man. Because these demons, they're going to go harder and harder. They're going to continue to attack. But with that armor, you can be guided. You can be shielded. Right? And you got to have a strong mind, man. A strong mind to be able to know when them demons is coming. Right? So, thine end is come. Esau, your end is come. The other nations, your end is come. And it's time for Israel to rise up. Kwam Yasha Allah. All right? So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone once again that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. All right? And when you call upon that name, man, those demons flee. Those demons are going to flee, man. So we got to pray more and call upon that name more. All right? Lord willing, you will edify. Shalom.